Back with another video. I want to go over this topic, greatest advice I can give. Now, um, this topic is a very important topic. I'm not going to tell you guys how to use it. Um, and if you understand my channel, I don't give people, step by step advice, but I give people these surface level advices for them to kind of deep dive into so they can find the solutions for themselves. Because if I give you the game and give you the solutions, it's like things will not really matter to you, right? And I've learned over my life course is that for things to move forward, you need to have meaning added on to it. If you don't have any meaning, or in other words, purpose behind what you're doing, there's no great effect or a great outcome that will happen. So when I give you this advice, I'm not going to give you really detailed oriented things. So here we go. My greatest advice I can give is to choose the problems that you want to deal with. That is my greatest advice. That is the most simplest thing I can give. Uh, because the simple fact thing is that if you think that you're going to go throughout your life without problems, you're sadly mistaken. But the thing is that you can choose the problems that you want to deal with. I'm going to say it again. You can choose the problems that you want to deal with. And once you figure this game out, a lot of things start to change, right? You can take this as a surface level advice. If you want to dig more deeper into it, you might just find some other things of what I'm trying to tell you. But once you start to choose the problems you want to deal with, you will start seeing um, a lot of things change inside of your life. You'll start to see a lot of different things change inside of your life. You will find out inside of this process, the problems you deal with from life to life, from day to day, really forms the outcome of your day to day routines. Uh, it really formulates the day to day interactions uh, with everything that you deal with inside of life. But once you start to solve that, this is the problem. But once you see that this is the key, you know, you're going to start moving differently, man. You're going to start moving differently. The problems you deal with has great effect on you, right? It has really, really great effects on you because you have to understand. I'm going to give you guys little game, but you have to simply understand that you you are shaping yourself for the problems that you want to deal with. Our body, our mind is very adaptive. It's very, very adaptive, and it will find your body is such an amazing piece of equipment. Not to put, not to say that our bodies is this like equipment type of thing, because I don't want to downgrade it, because it's really that great. That it will find a way to survive. If anybody understands a little bit of about anatomy or has any like health related background, health career background, One thing that I always found fascinating about the body is that, say for instance, if if there is some type of injury on one side of my body, the other side of your body, or somewhere inside of your muscular system, your skeletal system, even inside of your mind, it's going to start compensating to start trying to fix, that situation. Now, the interesting thing about the body is that your body is always trying to compensate. If something is not going right, it's going to try to use something else to try to make that thing move forward. Even though that the body may be out of alignment, it's still going to move forward. And this description that I'm giving you guys can be seen in a lot of areas in our life. We can go down the rabbit hole, but if you take this illustration of this picture that I'm giving you, you can dissect it into many different areas of trying to, find meaning, find purpose, and realign yourself in life. Sorry about that, guys. Um, so when you start to understand and you start to really find the area or the problem that you want to focus on, you will start cultivating yourself and maneuvering yourself in that area. And that can be dissected into so many other things too, but I can dissect that into, even when it comes to doing, business, or when it's, doing social media, or doing things like I'm doing right now, YouTube. Like, one of the biggest things that people talk about is that you have to find what your niche. You have to find your niche, and your niche is basically the community or the problem that you want to basically focus on. And target is going to be your target audience, right? So once you start to find this problem, this issue, and you dive deep into it, man, I can go on for days of how this one advice can help you in so many different areas. This can help you out of getting out of, situations inside of your life, like really, really hard situations. I believe that this one, if you dig deep enough to figure out what I'm talking about, I believe that this area can help you get out of even things like addiction. It can help you get out of, certain routines. It can get you out of certain habits if you figure out the problem and focus on the problem that you want to deal with. That This is one of the greatest advice I can give people. Figure out the problem. Figure out the problem that you want to deal with, because there's a lot of problems in this world. There's a lot of things. You're going to even start to figure out that there's a lot of problems inside of you. And even within yourself, you can't sit there and try to fix every problem. You have to focus on a specific problem. And once you find that problem, I'm telling you, all things will collapse. Everything will collapse. It's kind of like, have you ever played the jigsaw Jenga, when you're building the woods and things like that? You're building the blocks of woods, and then you pull out one, you pull out another. Everybody takes turns pulling out one until somebody pulls out one that collapses the whole stack. And that's what happens, once you see that problem. But the funny thing is that the loser is actually the winner, inside of my theory. because you're trying to figure out what you're trying to figure out basically inside of your life. Where is the piece of wood that everything is stacking on, that is making everything misaligned? And once you pull that wood out of the structure, everything collapses, and you get to build. You get to rebuild again, right? So once you find your issue, man, once you find that one specific problem, I would go the length of saying to people, you need to build your life around a problem. You need to build your life around a specific problem, right? You have to. Once you build your life around a specific problem, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. But, I'm going to leave you guys with this, this last little piece of advice. Also is that once you find the problem that you want to deal with, you ultimately start to really figure out your purpose, and you really start to really figure out your meaning inside of life. And things become actually easier to do once you find this, right? Certain things don't become that scary anymore. Not saying that, like, we all have fears and things like that, but this is why a lot of people you see inside of life, how, some of the greatest men, they were so courageous, or some of the greatest people, they were so courageous because they gave their life to a certain cause, and they didn't mind it. They did not mind it. And some people would say, how were they able to do this? How were they able to do that? It's simple. It's not simple, but it is simple. It's not simple because you have to find it, but once you find it, you really understand it. But once you find that problem, right, you become courageous because you don't mind giving your all to this cause or this problem. It's kind of like it's kind of like it's just something that is within you. It's something that is within you. And once you find it, you kind of you bypass that code of fear. You kind of bypass that code of fear. Not saying that you won't fear things, but you become courageous to execute certain issues and certain problems that you want to see change. So, I hope you guys like this message. Peace.